Happy greeting Ophirians. Thanks for enjoying the previous discussion. I ask that you be understanding of what we are going to discuss today. It is concerning about the deeds that most people do, but they don't realize that it is a great violation of one of the commandments of the Creator. It is accepted and has become a culture due to the influence of foreign occupation, because most of them have been blinded by this kind of faith, not knowing that there is a curse attached to it, which probably caused many of us to fall. On the continuation of our series, let us read Psalm chapter 16 verse 4. Those who run after other Elohim will suffer more and more. I will not pour out libations of blood to such Elohims or take up their names on my lips. The mankind that are enslaving to other Elohim or other godly idols will experience more hardship. This video aims to tell you that a habitual mistake, even if hundreds of millions make it, will still remain a mistake. The teaching you used to hear is already in the version of the Bible that most people use. There is still hope for our countrymen, our loved ones, to wake up. Just open your minds and you will realize the rightness. Let us be guided to what the Bible said to this. They have mouths but cannot speak, and eyes but cannot see. Psalm chapter 135 verse 16, describing a statue. Let us hear more what the Holy Scriptures have tell about these things. Written. Isaiah chapter 44 verses 9 to 11. All who fashion idols are nothing, and the things they delight in do not profit. Their witnesses neither see nor know, that they may be put to shame. Who fashions an Elohim, God, or casts an idol that is profitable for nothing? It is clearly stated in this verse, Isaiah chapter 44 verse 9 to 11, that those who make graven images are worthless people, and the idols they value are worthless. Those who worship them are blind and foolish, so they will be put to shame. It implies that making idols to worship does no good. Remember, those who worship them will only be ashamed. Those who do this are only human, so even if they get together and face the Elohim, they will be afraid and ashamed. Let us read other one on Isaiah chapter 44 verse 12. The blacksmith takes a tool and works with it in a coals. He shapes an idol with hammers, he forges it with the might of his arm. He gets hungry and loses his strength. He drinks no water and grows faint. If we continue on chapter 13 to 14, written, the carpenter measures with a line and makes an outline, with a marker. He roughs it out with chisels and marks it with compasses. He shapes it in human form in all its glory, that it may dwell in a shrine. He cut down cedars or perhaps took a cypress or oak. In a simple version, it can be reflected to those who give importance and worship to what they so-called their idols that are engraved in a piece of wood, like a blacksmith who takes a piece of iron and puts it in the fire. Then he hammers it with his strong arm into shape. It's just clarifying here that the prophet is indicating the process of making a statue that was only made by hand. In doing so, he becomes thirsty, hungry and tired. The carpenter takes a piece of wood. He draws it in human form, then carves it until a beautiful image is created. Then, he will put it in his house. He selects and cuts a hard forest wood such as cedar, fir and cypress. He can also plant laurel and wait for it to grow while being watered by rain. Let's continue to Isaiah chapter 44 verse 15 to 19, written. It is used as fuel for burning, some of it he takes and warms himself, he kindles a fire and bakes bread. But he also fashions an Elohim, God, and worship it. He makes an idol and bows down to it. Half of the wood he burns in the fire, over it he prepares his meal, he roasts his meat and eats his fill. He said after that, its broken wood is made into fuel and the broken wood is made into idols. It is clear that this is the work of someone who commits blasphemy against the Creator. It says that other pieces of wood are made into firewood. Here he grills meat and enjoys eating it. One piece is fueled to keep him warm and for cooking fuel, but the one piece is made into a statue for worship. In continuation, already said, he also warms himself and says, "Ah, I am warm, I see the fire." From the rest he makes an Elohim, his idol. He bows down to it and worships. He prays to it and says, "Save me. You are my Elohim, God." They know nothing, they understand nothing. Their eyes are plastered over so they cannot see, and their minds closed so they cannot understand. In simple translation, this is what is written. If he feels the heat of the fire, he can say something like this: "Thank you and I'm not cold anymore." He turns the remaining wood into an Elohim, God, that he is kneeling down to and worships. He prays to the statue, "Save me." for you are my Elohim. Such people are ignorant and do not understand what they are doing. They cover their eyes and close their minds to the truth. They did not think that the piece of the statue they made was used as fuel to cook the bread and meat they ate. They didn't even ask themselves if it wasn't so abominable to worship a piece of wood. We aim to wake up the Ophirians and turn away from this belief that was introduced to us by the foreigners. Worshipping to other Elohim is the root of the poverty. It can be found on Exodus chapter 20 verse 4-6, written, "Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I Yahweh thy Elohim am a jealous Elohim, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me." Verse 6, "And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me, and keep my commandments." If you pay attention to this law, it is associated with a curse for the disobedient and a blessing for those who follow. For those who defy, not only you will suffer, but also your children, your sons and daughters' offspring and their future offspring and its children up to the fourth generation. Meanwhile, he will have mercy and bless those who follow the commandment. If we are going to analyze, there are many actions involved here. Let's do one by one. Thou shalt not make unto you any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. The word, unto you, is very expository because that shows your purpose, why you make for you. In short, what is the personal attachment to you that a graven image or things that you make? We are clarifying it, because they have justifications encountered that they say, statues are not prohibited because the Ark of Covenant itself have been placed with statutes of the cherubim. The question is, was it the personal preference of the Israelites on the placement of the engraved cherubims in the Ark? No. It was not of their personal preference but was commanded by the Almighty Father to them. Meaning that cannot be used as an excuse. Let's understand the true meaning of the phrase, "Thou shalt not make unto thee," or you should not make for yourself. Now for you, what is the particular meaning of the image that you make? What is the personal attachment or connection, for you, of the image? That is the point. If, unto you, the image is holy and making the image is your personal fondness, meaning, the Almighty Father does not commanded you. Clearly, that was a disobedient to the law. So, if we go back to the cherubims that was engraved in the covenant box, it is clear that it is not a violation of the law, because it is not the Israel that wants to do that for themselves but it is commanded to them. Subsequently, the Israelites do not worship the cherubims that was engraved. We're clear on that. But Ophirians, what if it is not graven images but a picture or a portrait? Is that a violation of the law? First let's take understanding on about for you. Was the portrait holy? If yes, then that is prohibited. Why? First of all, making of portrait is not commanded in you. Second, the picture or portrait becomes holy to you, that qualified for idolatry. Even the simple image can become a violation if, for you, that image is holy per se. But, if the image is used as a visual aid like for the kids, you explained it to them that thing used to understand a story. That is not considered a violation. Why? Because, you did not treat that image itself as a holy one. Therefore, it's a different story if the image are being kissed, lighted and treated it as holy. The image has become an idol even though it cannot be considered technically as graven images. Let's not go one by one, because it will take us all night. It's just same principle, all the statutes and images that you treat as holy and associated with worship. All that was an idolatry that we inherited in the Greek and Roman doctrine. That is their legacy to the Filipino and other races as well, and even the name of the Creator and the true Messiah. They covered it with the names derived from their idols. I wish that it is clear to us that we are not pagans. Let us stand for truth. To know more about Torah commandments, please subscribe and watch the channel linked on your front screen. Thank you for supporting our channel. Be blessed. Shalom.